this video, we set off on a 60-mile open ocean crossing, perfect conditions for flying the Spinnaker. But we run into issues where our motor won't start. To make matters worse, our Spinnaker gets stuck up, and I can't pull it down as we're nearing shallow water. Alright, forgot to grab the camera and start filming this morning, but just pulled up anchor, got the dinghy on the deck. We're heading, I think it's around 40 miles today, down to Long Island. I have only been there once. That was during the pandemic, and we weren't really allowed to go to shore. We were just using it as a stopover on our way back from the Virgin Islands. So yeah, gonna go explore that for a few days. Got a good weather window. The wind's out of the northwest, so we're headed southeast, so that'll be great downwind. There's like a little loop we got to get around on Cat Island, and then we'll fly the Spinnaker. For now, I may or may not. Man, I meant to put the mizzen sail up while we were at anchor, but just forgot about it because it's really easy to do while you're at anchor. But we'll see. Anyway, we'll get down to the corner over here, and then we will reevaluate. Conditions were relatively calm and 10 to 12 knots of breeze as we motored away from Cat Island.
It's cold and I'm nowhere to sleep.
Cat Island's a cool spot. Wish I had more time to spend down here. I'd hang out here for a few days, 4 or 5 days anyway. We only spent a couple nights. That's just because we have a nice weather window to get south, and heading east and south is relatively, you got to take your weather when you can get it, because the winds are generally out of the east, and makes it hard to get that way. But so the winds are out of the northwest for a few days here, which will be great for Cat Island, and then the wind turns around out of the east again, so we'll head over towards Lake Georgetown. But we're on our way. Cougar and Merlin were really beginning to enjoy their time on the boat. I unfurled the Genoa and the mizzen sail until we could clear the corner at Cat Island.
Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice.
Alright, coming up on our hard turn to port. I think we're going to turn about more than 90 degrees, so I'm about to pull down I have the Genoa and the mizzen up. I'm going to pull down the Genoa, and then I'll turn on our correct heading, see which way we're going, and then I will figure out which side I want to put the Spinnaker out on, depending on the wind. But it's crazy how it drops off in a quarter mile. It goes from, we're in 12 feet of water right now, to 2,500 feet of water, almost 3,000 feet, about another mile out. So in a quarter mile it drops off. That's a big shelf here. You can see the water color change. A lot of fishing boats hang out around here. We turned on our course and readied the Spinnaker to race. Having our Highfield dinghy on the deck definitely takes up more space, but it is more secure than having it on the davits. I pulled in the tack on the Spinnaker, and we were just about ready to unsock it.
He can see she's been crying. She's got blisters on the soles of her feet. She can't walk, but she's trying. Oh, think twice.
Alright, we got the motor off. Of course, now the wind drops off to 10 knots, but we're still doing 5 knots, which is acceptable. I need to put a preventer on the mizzen because it's rolling enough out here that the mizzen boom is swinging back and forth. So I'm going to put a preventer on that, tie it down so it doesn't swing. And I need to stop the prop shaft, and then we sit back and we got 6 hours to go. So it's be there, 4:30 or so. We got about 29 miles.
Think twice. It's just another day for you. You and me in paradise. Just think about it.
There's just a special feeling of sailing downwind on a Spinnaker. I think it's because the boat's pretty stable with the Spinnaker out, and you're sailing with the waves, so it's nice and smooth, and you're generally moving pretty quick.
You can tell from the lines
Well, we slowed down a bit, down to like, I don't know, we're only doing like 4.5, 5 knots now. Wind's dropped off, but it's still really rolly out here, so I was turning on the motor to, well, motor sail, get there a little faster. We still have like, if we motor sail, we'd have 2 hours. At this speed, we'd have like close to 4. So anyway, just to get through it. And now the motor won't start. So the other day I had the issue with not getting power to the starter because it was on the, yeah, okay, so it's getting power now. So the starter for the motor and the generator are on the same circuit, and the generator is getting power for that. But I hit start on the starter for the motor and it's not working. So, I mean, I was messing with the wiring on the starter the other day when it wasn't starting. So maybe there's something a little loose or something. So I like this carpet, but it's such a pain in the ass because now I got to tear up the entire carpet and move everything out of the way just to get at the floorboards. So honestly, I think when I get back to the States and this thing, I'm gonna take the carpet out and put it somewhere. It's just, as much as I have to get in there, it's just a pain in the ass. And it could become a safety issue. Like if I have to get there right now, something's on fire in there. It would take me 5 minutes to get the engine bay open, and that's not ideal.
Lord, can you help me? I'm falling out of grace. I'm crawling back to heaven from this hell on earth I made. My blood is getting heavy. There's metal in my veins. It's running like the river filled with all of my mistakes. On my knees I'm looking up.
All right, well, it's a different problem than what was before. So before, the main power was not getting to the starter. Now, power's not going from the switch to the start solenoid. So, I don't know. I'm gonna open up the switch up here because, yeah. I'm actually a little glad I decided to start the motor now because, you know, if we had a mile to go and I had to deal with this, it'd be another story. Like, okay, now we gotta like sail somewhere where we can drop anchor while I work on this. I mean, I guess I could probably hot wire the thing. I know I could, it's just, that would take time and all that. So, I mean, I could do that right now, but I'd rather take the time to fix it. But if I can't fix it, then I'll just hot wire it. Basically, you just jumper from the, you put 12 volt power to the other side of the solenoid, because that's all that's doing is putting a switch from here, taking power from the battery, going through a switch, going to the side of the solenoid that tells it to turn the solenoid to allow the engine to start. So there's a switch gone bad because power's not getting there. So I got to make sure power's getting to the switch, and then try see if power is leaving the switch. And if it is, then there's maybe a bust somewhere, that a loose wire or something. All right, so this is the key. So you got power coming out here, going to the start button. You connect the relay in the middle, and it sends power out down this line to the motor, to the solenoid, telling it to open, which, you know, turns the starter motor. Let's see if it's getting power. All right, so it's getting power to the switch. Oh, well, fuck. Where does that go? Gotta figure out where that goes. I think that goes to the, yeah, that goes to the power, the Hobbs meter, not Hobbs meter, the hours meter that is disconnected because it was hooked up wrong. So I got power going out to that. So then I should get power coming. When I hit the start button, I should get power, which I do. So power is being interrupted somewhere between that switch. Oh my God, what a pain in the ass. I mean, like, it's sending power out. So like what? Like here, I don't know if you can see this. You have the ground connected. This is the inside of the switch, right? So it's got 13.5 volts. I connect it to the outside of the switch, nothing. But when I actually turn this, hit the start button, it goes to 13.5. So power is going out of this down, but it's not getting to the motor. I think for now, I'm just gonna get a wire and jumper it so I can take power from the 12 volt just to the start side of the solenoid, which should start it. So I'll do that for now, just to get the motor running. And then I gotta trace Why is that wire not? Man, it's rolly out here. Fuck. And the wind has shifted a lot. We're going off course now. I think we're just gonna. I've had to turn. We need to jibe the Spinnaker. I'm not gonna jibe it. I'd bring it down, maybe move it to the other side because we still have 15 miles to go. And if we were just motoring, it'd be really rolly. All right, I'm gonna get the motor started first because I need to do that before we jibe the Spinnaker. And then, god damn it, it's always something. All right, so I'm just gonna jumper it. I don't think I'll fucking shock myself too bad, but. Yeah. We're doing 7.5 knots now. On our way, we're gonna have to jibe the Spinnaker at some point, but I'll wait another 7 miles or so. We got 14 miles to go, so I'll do about halfway, then we'll jibe the Spinnaker. Well, I'll sock it, move it over to the other side, and then put it out. I'm not gonna jibe it, not with just two of us. Especially not if I've ever done it before on this boat. But you know what time it is though? Yeah. Beer 30.
All of my mistakes. On my knees I'm looking up. I need a different kind of drug. I'm wide awake and I'm
Well, I decided to call an audible here and turned about 30 degrees to starboard because the wind kept turning and turning and turning and making me veer off to starboard anyway. So it's, I was heading about 20 degrees more starboard than I wanted to go. So I was like, it's only an extra 10 miles or so to Georgetown. Well, that's not true. It's about 14 miles extra to Georgetown, so 2 hours. And we got some friends there, so why not just go to Georgetown now? So, and we're going a little faster now, so I turned off the motor because we're at a better angle with the wind. You can't really go down straight downwind on a Spinnaker. I mean, you can't, on a symmetric Spinnaker you can. On an asymmetric, you need to be about at least 20 degrees off. I mean, you can kind of go straight downwind, but it gets a little squirrely. So now we're doing 7, occasionally I see 8 knots, and we got 15.8 miles to go to enter the cut at Georgetown, and then it's probably another 4 or 5 miles. So we got about 3 hours to go now. So we'll get there just in time for happy hour. This boat's pretty quick, especially downwind. I mean, we're doing more than half the wind speed, so we got the Spinnaker up, and we're doing 7 knots on 13, so a little better than half the wind speed. A couple miles before the cut at Georgetown, it was time to pull down the Spinnaker. The wind was sufficient enough that I had to release the tack on the Spinnaker, which turns it into a giant flag and makes it much easier to pull down. With the Spinnaker socked, I had a problem. I couldn't get the Spinnaker halyard to let go. The halyard had twisted and it wasn't allowing it to lower. I untwisted it enough and used a little brute force to bring it down. It was just in time. We were less than half a mile from the cut and a lot of rocks. All right, made it inside Georgetown Harbor here. Another little minor glitch going on with the autopilot. Its heading is off by about 40 degrees and it's not tracking real well. I probably need to calibrate the autopilot heading, which basically means you just go out and do figure eights for a few minutes, but I don't want to deal with it right now. It's doing well enough, but maybe next time before we leave I'll do that. But yeah, so there was a ton of boats here. There's a couple hundred boats probably at anchor out here stalking islands. So, but we have some friends here, and when we get there, we're going to drop the dinghy in the water and go get some dinner, because it's about that time.
Angels only meet you where you are, and I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing hope that somehow you can make a heart go from this heart of stone.
We picked up a mooring near our friends. There can be over 200 boats moored at Georgetown.
This heart of stone. 'Cause I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming.
All right, I forgot to turn on the camera, the 360 as we were picking up a mooring and dropping the dinghy in the water, but all went smoothly. So our friends Kate and Craig are here, and they just invited us over for dinner, so we're going to run over there. So we're going to turn the camera off tonight, but we're going to pick it up. We have a big day tomorrow, going to this new beach club and doing lots of fun stuff in the water. So we're going to hang out with them too. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I don't know if this video is ending in here or not, but if it is, thanks for watching. If not, hang on. See you in the morning. If you're enjoying these videos, please consider joining the Sailing Doodles Navy. You get early access to these videos as well as access to all the raw, unedited footage.
But angels only meet you where you are, and I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing hope.